Welcome to Rich Conversations. This is another segment of Rich Answers, where every week I answer questions from past podcast guests, usually 3 to 5, that they either want to know about me or my thoughts in general. Because a lot of times during these conversations, I'm asking them the questions. So now they turn the tables and ask me some questions. Today, we are getting questions provided to us by Moya. She's a muralist out in Denver, Colorado. She was on episode 226. Fantastic conversation. We were talking about the benefits of public art and the process of creating murals and creativity and curiosity. Really great. So that was a great conversation. She has some fantastic questions for us. We are actually on the farm. I'm recording this in the tractor because, why not, right? So I have here, I wrote the questions down. So thank you, Olive, for providing these. Olive asks, number 1, what's your favorite color and describe how you might find it in the world? I wouldn't say that I have a favorite color. If you were to ask me as a teenager, it would be like lime green. But like right now, I don't really have a favorite color. I will say though that I only wear 4 colors. And if you're watching the video right now, I'm not exactly wearing these colors. I'll explain later. But I stick to 4 colors because it cuts down my mental energy and there's a lot of different reasons, but I wear navy blue, dark red, and then I substitute white for gray and brown for black. So essentially I'm wearing 4 colors all the time. Now, so I guess you could consider those my favorite colors, but not one in particular. Now this was back in 2017 or 2018. My friend Carlita and I went to the Art Institute and together, and so we meet up there, and I'm wearing this bright teal T-shirt, and so we meet up, and she goes, no, and I was like, what? She's like, that shirt, no. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, it looks like you just came from out of town, and I don't even want to be 10 feet near you. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, she's kind of right. Up until this point, I hadn't put a lot of thought into what I wear. Now it's raining a little bit on the farm. I'm gonna put, at least in the front here, the wipers on. I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. But then really what the tipping point was for the decision to stick to colors and kind of develop a sense of my own style, I would say, was back in fall 2018, and my first book was coming out, Homeless but Human, and I needed an author photo, and I honestly, I had no idea what to wear. And I would look at my closet and it's oh, what when I dress nice, you're going out, sure, what do you wear? And I didn't really have anything. So I had some musician friends, Alex Vasili, he's in Dumpster Funk, and he just wears black. So I thought, you know what, I'll just wear black. So I got this black dress shirt, and I got some white pants, and I was like, oh, I'll just wear black and white now. And so I took the author photo with this black shirt, but I just felt so uncomfortable. It felt so unnatural and just not me. So another time at the Art Institute, I was in the modern wing, and I came across this painting by this Brazilian artist. Her name is Wanda Pimento, I want to say. I hope that's how you say it. And there's this painting. I think it's my favorite painting at the Art Institute, and it uses these colors, this like navy blue, red, and kind of like manila, and it's a pop art painting, and it has like an ironing board and iron and like clothes, like a suit and tie, and it just like really struck me. And I think she was trying to communicate something about the patriarchy within Brazilian culture within the 1960s. And this is during like a pop art movement, so she used those techniques. And I think it's like one of my favorites. It's like, it's so cool. So every time I bring someone to the Art Institute, I show them that painting. And I'm like, see, I saw that, and I was like, I'm gonna dress like those colors. And with these colors, you can find them kind of anywhere. And I use it not for just clothes, but like water bottle, backpack, notebooks, really anything. Because it allows me, what I have found about myself is that I kind of like some rules or some guardrails. Because otherwise, then I just like, I'm all over in life. And so by sticking to these colors, I'm a lot more disciplined in my consumption. When I go shopping, I'm just like any other person. Like, it feels good to buy new things, right? And I know before, like, finding, I don't wear these anymore, but like screen printed T-shirts, with like a T-Rex on it, or like a Harry Potter, any one of these funny sayings. I don't wear those anymore. It's certainly a way to express yourself and say who you are wearing that, but I don't do that anymore. I don't really wear logos or anything like that. And before, you would find a T-shirt that you like or something you like, and you're like, oh, it's $15. Yeah, I think I can spend $15 on it. But all of these accumulate, right? So by sticking in these boundaries, I won't buy things that I don't need. And besides home, so then I take all the clothes that I no longer fit that color scheme, and I bring them up to Wisconsin and just put them in the drawers of the extra bedroom we have, which used to be my old bedroom that I like made into an office now with a bed. So now you can see, like, these are like old clothes that I would wear. But this time when I've been up, my mom's been nagging me to, go through my stuff, get rid of things I don't need. I do that in Chicago, and then all the things I don't want to get rid of, I bring up to Wisconsin and just store them. But this time, like, even now coming up, it just feels so unnatural to like not be wearing those colors. Because it's kind of like a uniform or like a look or a style that I've adopted. And so now I went through and I got rid of like an entire box of stuff. A lot of the clothes I've been wearing on the farm for like over 10 years. So it is kind of difficult sometimes. But I find that by like sticking to particular colors, it helps my mental energy. Like, a lot of times, like the night before, I'm stressing out about, oh, what should I wear tomorrow? And during the day, in the morning, and you're going through your clothes. But I don't know if you experience this too, but like, I have favorites. And when you have favorites, you like feel good wearing those, or you feel confident in yourself. And I think it really comes down to that, right? It's like, you want to be able to wear clothes that you feel comfortable in, or not necessarily comfortable, but like confident. Because when you feel confident, that's when you're like operating at your peak or your highest level. And so it came down to kind of like a no-brainer where it's like, why don't you just get clothes that you feel confident in every single day, so that every day you can experience that, and you don't have to be like, okay, well, I'm going to do this on Thursday, so I'm going to make sure I wear the clothes I feel most confident in. I don't have to deal with any of that. It's like every single day I am wearing clothes and colors that I rock and I like, and it's peace of mind. It's peace of mind, and I've been telling this to a lot of people. I was talking about it with my friend Yesenia, and my new friend. I don't even. How do you say your name? Yesenia. Yesenia. We met in Miami, and we were talking about the discipline of clothing, and she doesn't know if she can do like that, like commit to that, but maybe try out for the summer or the fall or the spring. So she's for the summer trying to stick to like 5 colors. I said she should narrow it down to 4, and then try to replace white and black are hard, right? Because even like if you're buying a suitcase, chances are there's going to be like black trim on it, or like shoes that you buy, there's going to be like trim. So that's why I have the brown and the gray, because they're pretty neutral, and they're going to be on things that you wouldn't normally think about, right? Like accents on your backpack, or shoes, like I said, or watches, or all these accessories, right? So but I don't wear much black at all. But it's like taking and then seeing how you feel after experimenting for those 3 to 4 months, just sticking to those colors. But I think it gets back to, so that's how you can kind of find it in the world. Those are pretty, like navy blue and red. They're very common to find, so I don't have to stress out too much. Whereas like as a teenager, you want lime green on everything, but you can't find lime green everywhere. Probably for good. It's probably good, right? Yeah, I think as you're younger, you want all this brightness and like boldness. Now I'm just like, I like what I like, and I wear what I'm confident in. So that's number 1. Favorite colors. Let's look at number 2 here. Again, we're on the tractor on the farm. We're digging up the ground because the seeds. So it's planting season. It's late May. We're creating a nice soft bed so that the seeds can go in real, nice and gentle, right? You don't want like hard ground and try to jam it in there. So I'm working up the land here. Okay, number 2, Olive Moya, sorry. What skill or quality? Let's see. Okay, number 2. What skill or quality do you have that you're most proud of? This is a fantastic question. Fantastic question. What skill or quality am I most proud of? I think awareness. Awareness is my favorite skill, I would say, that I've been developing intentionally over the past 3.5 years. And this all came about, like awareness. What is that, right? It seems so kind of vague and abstract. And sometimes, like as a kid and you're playing like sports video games and you're creating a player, there's like an option for awareness. And you're like, why would I put points to that when I can just like put it on shooting or, quickness? But awareness is about this like cognitive ability to observe what's happening around you. And I don't want to say understand it, but like notice it, observe it, think about it, It's a skill that can be applicable to literally like everything. Everything, right? Like I'm in the field and I'm aware of the different types of birds that are coming to get worms after, we're digging up the ground here. I'm aware of how the ground looks, how the air looks, how an old barn is over there, how it looks, and what is it telling you? We have these big electrical towers, not towers, we got big power lines running through here, right? What does that mean? And being more thoughtful and considerate to the world around you and how there's all these interdependent parts. But getting back to like why I found it important to practice and develop was, I think Olive and I talked about this in our episode. I talked about the book Sacred Hoops. And so Phil Jackson, he applied this to the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. And they won 6 NBA titles. And then he brought it then to Los Angeles with the Lakers, and with Kobe, they won 5 more titles. And so in an athletic setting, it's about like observing the game around you. What is happening, right? What are the players? What are you noticing about the players? Their tendencies, their movements, their behaviors and patterns. And using like a more cerebral approach, then you can make decisions accordingly. So it's the same thing in life, right? So if I'm more aware of the world around me, the people I'm communicating with, the things that I'm doing and learning, I can make better decisions overall, and better decisions in very specific environments. And it's incredible. I just like, it's fantastic. I would encourage anybody to really take seriously developing a sense of awareness, and especially self-awareness too, right? Like, you're in a space, how am I fitting into this space? Really like pulling yourself out and being objective, observing your own thoughts, your own behaviors and habits. It's so valuable. And if you're on a journey of self-improvement or artistic discovery, creativity, it helps so much, to really look around you and at yourself, and then make corrections necessary, or find where you can. This is where it really comes into play, is like having awareness of yourself and your personality, your skill sets, and being aware of your environment and observing, being aware of like, okay, what is happening now? In order for this environment to improve, what needs to happen, right? And how can I help? That's where you can really make a difference, is by understanding, in this given situation, in this given environment, how can I give myself to it, right? Now, for, say, basketball, it's like, what skill sets do I have? I'm using basketball as an example because this is kind of how it started, because I use athletics a lot of times to be a doorway into other types of learning that I can apply to many different things in life, creativity, relationships. But in basketball, it's like I can shoot really well. So as an example, use my brother's bachelor party. He wanted to play pickup basketball. So we played pickup basketball for like 3.5 hours. And on the teams that I'm on, I'm aware of like the skill sets of everybody, the talents that everybody has, and then put them in position to best succeed, right? Because you're aware of who they are, what they bring and offer, and you just want to set them up for success. Yeah, and then you know when to insert your own skills, right? For me, like shooting, it's like if this game gets a little too close, I'm gonna shoot a little bit. But you want to get everybody feeling like they're involved and participating in a collective goal. And awareness can do that. So the skill of awareness, it's beautiful. It's very hard to develop, I would say. Not necessarily hard, but it takes time. And in a world of instant gratification and immediate desires and results, it can be a very challenging thing to develop. So, but awareness. I'm also proud of awareness. Awareness. Okay, last but not least, Olive asks, number 3, what's a sound you love and a sound you hate? Cannot include music. Okay, good question. So what are sounds? What's a sound I love and a sound I hate? I think water. Is water this like human? Is there something within us as humans where nature sounds are very relaxing and soothing and beautiful? So say like water, running water, rain, fire. Now, how much do we attach? Do we need to visually see that? Or, can we like, by hearing it, can it be effective as well? I'm thinking of like going to bed and playing music of, rain or a jungle. Sometimes I'll like relax to like listening to the rainforest. I think those natural elements, birds chirping, but you can't really focus in on it, because then you'll really hear all the different voices of the birds, and it can get kind of like intense actually. But if it's like background noise, then that's cool. I like the sound on the tractor. Like if we're using this instance, right? The sound of full throttle, when you go from like low throttle to full throttle, just that acceleration is so it's awesome. It's awesome, right? It's so powerful. It's so cool. So that's a sound I love. Sound I hate. Oh, no. Sound I love too is like cicadas in the summer. Just that constant like buzzing. It's noticeable to me, but it reminds me of summer, and usually it's really, really hot, like in the 90s when that happens, and there's like a haze in the air that you can kind of see, or like a what would you say that? I don't know. It's like clear kind of mirage-y vibration. That's certainly sounds I hate. Let's start with in the city. In the city, I hate on the street, in particular, like downtown. You get people that say they have like sports cars or like motorcycles or like dirt bikes. They just said full throttle before in the context of on the farm, but in the city they just do it and it's so noisy. So it's so disruptive to everything that's going on, and it seems very attention-seeking. Very look at me. It's so annoying. I hate that sound. And they're just like, you know, trying to show off with it. Just fire trucks, when they're too loud when I'm walking on the street, it hurts my ears. I hate that sound. There's this dog. So I live in a high rise, and I'm on the 9th floor, and I can hear this, I imagine, a little dog. It doesn't shut up. It doesn't stop barking outside. And is that just lack of discipline on the owner's part? Like that dog won't shut up. Like, can you discipline the dog? Can you train it to not do that? It barks at everything. And it's so annoying. It's like, it clearly comes from a small dog. If it was a bigger dog, you know, it'd have more of a fuller bark. But that's what I hate. I hate that uncontrolled, undisciplined barking from dogs. So those are the answers to today's questions. Thank you, Olive, for providing them. Thanks for listening. This is a segment we do every week, Rich Answers. Thanks for stopping by. Have a fantastic day.